Welcome everyone to the Hemp Tours Live podcast. I am, of course, your host, Leah Laxtons, and I am the founder of Hemp Business Builder and Higher Ed Hemp Tours. Super stoked to have the guys from CBDism with us today to dive deeper into Nanotechnology, their company based out of Houston, and find out a little more about them. So without further ado, y'all, please introduce yourself. And I'd love to know a little bit about what your background is and what made you guys drop into the hemp industry.
Yeah, definitely. I'll start off. My name is Dalton Worley. I have a sales and a BA sustainability background, and basically, we had to own some companies over COVID, and COVID hit, which kind of caused us to enter into CBD, and you could say the rest is history. To me, this was like the first thing I had ever sold that I felt pretty comfortable doing, and also passionate about.
Yeah, definitely. It always helps when you love what you're doing every day, right? Like it makes it a little bit easier to get up and hustle.
What's up, guys? My name is Dillon. I'm Dalton's brother. I don't think it'd be appropriate to be on this podcast without sparking up a J.
Hell yeah.
Let me do the honors. Let me get started.
I love it. Break it in. And this is a beautiful studio that y'all have behind you as well. For those on audio only, they've got like a really cool little purple light going on. They got like nice background. So you guys, I assume that it looks like you're doing quite a bit of content as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is our, staging area for, content. We brought on Empower Digitally, which I think they were on here last week. And since then, since January 1st, we've essentially kind of taken off as far as marketing is concerned.
Yeah, we love those guys. They're absolutely exceptional, Colton and the crew over there. So I'm so happy that he linked us up with y'all. So what's it like being brothers and running this business together?
Man, it's the only way to do it in the industry. It's nice having someone that you can trust, that you can honor their opinion, and then also be able to argue and then smoke a joint right after. So it definitely helps with business, and especially with the workload. It's nice that there's two of us that can handle it instead of one.
Man, 100%. Me and my brother are super tight, and it's always funny. Sometimes people are like weirded out by it. Like my brother's my best friend, and I'm like, who else would you want to be your best friend? Like you guys you share the same childhood trauma, like you really know each other. And so I absolutely love it that y'all are pulling off working together and running this fabulous business. So I was showing you guys earlier, I actually have this is definitely a first run older edition of product from y'all. That was a muscle salve that actually came out in the Texas Hemp Awards that I judged last year. And it was one of my favorite products, man. It's super legit. So I love the fact that, you're utilizing the nanotechnology. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of the lead up to what made you guys really incorporate nano into your products, and a little more about why it's so much more effective?
Yeah, I guess it'd be great to just start with how we got started.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we'll start from there because it's been a wild story, and it's a story that needs to be heard. It's been a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of good things as well. But this all started almost 2 years ago when COVID hit. So we originally created CBDism when COVID hit. We had another company, an event staffing company, and with COVID, we had a good idea that a lot of people weren't going to need bartenders and wait staff. So we really had to come up with the idea to put food on the table. My brother has a wife, I have my own family. So we really had to come up with some ideas. So we first started power washing and cleaning windows in the neighborhood. And this is right when I came on board with my brother, and he said, this is going to be your sales training. And now looking back on it, wow, that was some of the best sales training I ever had. We would go out there every single day, knocking on doors, getting jobs, cleaning windows and power washing. Just living the dream, I guess you could say.
I love it, man. Hustle mode, right? Like COVID hit, it was like we all had to figure out what we were going to do. So I love the fact we did the same thing. Like, let's figure out, we got to make money. So never be too proud to do what you got to do to put the food on the table.
Yeah, so we were just riding bikes one day, just doing our cold calls, and my brother got an email about some white label CBD products, and we decided it was the right time to go in on a CBD company. So my brother and I were self-starters. We believe we can do anything. So we got started on web development, graphic design, the logo, starting to create products, and we were able to get a 3D mock-up and a website. Now, it wasn't the best, but it was good enough for two brothers that had no clue what they were doing. And we got our first sell, and we caught the bug. After we got that one online sell, we were going crazy. Like, oh my gosh, we can't believe it. And that's when we fell in love, and we were really attracted to the CBD industry because both of us are into health and wellness. I'm an ex-athlete. My brother used to play sports all the time. So we're really big into health and wellness, and we love smoking weed too. So combining the two, we're like, man, this would be a good entry point. So we've really enjoyed it so far. But that's how we got started. Our first brand was CBDism. That's the salve that you have. And then since then, we've come out with 8 brands. We've done a bunch of private labels, white labels. And then we just came out with our newest company, Nano Hemp Labs. So it's been a wild ride, and it's been a honor to be here, and definitely happy to be a part of this industry and leading the way as well.
Yeah, for sure. What an accomplishment to get to where y'all have been, really under duress, under difficult circumstances with COVID and everything else. But I think you hit it just right. And I know you guys are very dedicated to the customer experience. And I think that really goes a long way, and that's missing in this industry,
Yeah. And, that kind of leads us into Nano again, the actual customer experience. Nano allows people to actually feel the actual cannabinoid within minutes. And I try to dumb it down. Hey, Nano means fast activation, fast acting products. And, brands should really hop on board because we've seen a uptick in Google Trend data. Starting on January of 2022, we honestly saw this uptick, and I think it's because companies are starting to realize, hey, this nanotechnology is actually real, and a lot of companies tried to do it before, but we think we've actually perfected it.
Well, yeah. And then also just look at our society right now. Everybody has such a short attention span. You only have them for so many seconds. And that's another reason why I think the nano is just becoming such a buzzword in the industry right now. Why wouldn't you want a faster acting CBD product or a faster acting D8 product? I mean, I know how my days are. Every minute is valuable to me. So hey, if I can get my THC faster, sign me up.
Amen.
And then also too, I've been telling brands this is also kind of like a short-term insurance policy, because if you have a consumer that thinks they can handle a lot, and if they take 5 traditional old D8 distillate technology gummies, it's going to take 30 minutes to 60 minutes to kind of activate. So our concern was, hey, if we have inexperienced users taking our product, how can we ensure that they aren't going to get too high? So our solution was, nano gummies specifically. And then also, of course, our newest brand, one of them is Blitz Beverage Co. So
yeah, I love the Blitz beverage, man. The beverages are so cool. I'm all about edibles and beverages and these really neat, awesome ways to consume cannabis. And even here in Texas, because we have Delta 9, Delta 8 availability for the moment, it's back and forth always. But yeah, that's so cool. I love that, what you guys are saying, because that's a big part of what we do as well. We get a lot of first time users that come on tours with us. It's like over 25% have never tried anything, not CBD, nothing. So they will buy something and want to just take the whole bag. And you have to right away explain the dosage, explain go low and go slow to them. But, they may not, if they just walk in a store and they're not getting that, they buy the bag, they don't feel anything. Then we all know what happens. You try one more, and then you messed up, and then you lay it on the floor, so that's an absolutely beautiful way to approach that issue of let's let them feel it faster. Right.
Well, yeah. And then plus we were able to bring people back to CBD. So, I mean, once we got started 2 years ago, CBD was kind of on the decline and Delta 8 was coming up. And then once Delta 8 became a mainstream cannabinoid, this is what people were always looking for in CBD. They were looking for that stronger effect. But now with the nano, we're actually bringing our customers and clientele back to the CBD. Experiencing a nano CBD gummy or a nano CBD water tincture, it's a completely different experience. You're consuming enough of the CBD, whereas before, if you're only getting 20 milligrams of CBD, it wasn't enough. I truly believe people were not consuming enough CBD before. So now our 33 mg water tincture, you do an ml of that, you're gonna feel that right away, and people are like, wow, like I can actually feel a CBD, and we're like, this is what nano is all about. So we're here to make CBD cool again. Someone had to do it, and we're the two guys that were leading the way.
I love that, man. That's so true though, for sure. You see like the 5 milligram, candy or something. It's like, you're not going to really feel anything effect from that with CBD. That's more just like a recreational use at that point versus medical use. So more bang for the buck for the consumer. Always a good thing for sure. And take us through a little bit of the technology. So I know we're talking about nano, maybe for some of the listeners that don't quite understand what goes into that. Obviously, we don't want to reveal any proprietary secrets, but take us through a little bit of like what the process is, how that's different from traditional CBD.
Yeah. So when we talk about nano, we always like to dumb it down. Fast acting. Number one, it's fast acting. And then nano is talking about the particle size. So our nano CBD is going to be ranging anywhere from 60 to 120 nanometers. And with it being that small of a particle size, it gets absorbed directly into your bloodstream. So now you're absorbing up to 99% of the material versus a distillate, let's just say a CBD oil tincture. You're only absorbing around 20-25% of the material. So it's a huge difference. And people have just really been enjoying it. It's been something just completely new, and it's almost like a new product, a new cannabinoid in itself.
Yeah, I love it. Cause I know in the early days, we saw a lot of like liposomal stuff that was trying to pass itself off as like water soluble, but then it didn't kind of work because the particle size was still so large. So this is like legit actual water, will disperse in water product.
100%. And we were kind of like shocked when our competitors, when we get samples, and some of them wouldn't mix into water, and they're calling it a water soluble powder. So we were kind of shocked when we found that out in the industry. But where our edge comes, we've been doing this since 2014. I come from the oil industry. I got my master's in nanopetrophysics and geochemistry, and in the oil industry is always one of the first industries to obtain a new technology. And the oil industry had nano back in 2012. And so that's how new it was. And our team has been doing it since 2014. So we have a lot of experience, a lot of research, a lot of data. This isn't just push a button and like that nano's made. No, it's a process, and you really have to know what you're doing, because every batch is different. So we truly believe we have the best nano water soluble powders in the world, maybe the galaxy.
Yeah. we got to wait till Elon gets we got to wait till Elon gets to Mars, then we got to find out.
Exactly. Yeah, and then just for a short-term goal, right now we have CBD and Delta 8 on the floor, but we are looking to add, currently are processing HHC and some hemp-derived D9 and also CBG and then CBN as well. So
it's very exciting. I would love to see a Delta 9 extract in a beverage like here in Texas, and then let somebody come in and try to say something about it and be like, weigh it, bitch, 0.3%. We on that dry weight basis.
Exactly. So yeah, one thing within this industry is always having compliancy, or trying to have compliancy. And I think that's a struggle right now with our industry is, one issue is sending this product to get tested. you can send it to 5 different labs and have 5 different tests. But we just found out today, one thing I would tell some of your listeners is to always let the lab know, is this a water soluble product? Let them know. Is this a oil? Is this a nano oil? Let them know the actual material, so that way, it can be tested properly.
It's a great point, because there are labs that have a lot of difficulty or cannot test at all nano products. So absolutely fantastic point there, Dalton. Kind of getting back to y'all just a little bit, I'd love to know more about, you mentioned that you're both athletes, definitely still athletic and all of that. So what do you see kind of as a future with like the NFL Players Association, maybe some of these pro sports as far as cannabis? Do you have any thoughts on what's kind of going on in that arena?
Well, yeah, I'll start out. I noticed when I was personally dosing D8 with caffeine, I started to get into that flow state super quick. And specifically, whenever I was running, I would get into form that much faster. And what I see is hopefully these big sports leagues opening up to these possibilities. And we have some data that is showing, that nano could possibly lead some of these holistic therapies. And I think the possibilities are just wide open. And I think we can get these players off of, opioids and give them some, natural options.
Yeah, and then I don't know if the NFL is one of your listeners, but we would love to be involved. We definitely believe in CBD and cannabis with sports and athletes. I was in track and cross country for Texas A&M back in the day, and a lot of people, runners specifically, have a pre-race anxiety. Well, now with CBD and specifically Nano CBD, what if you could do a shot of Nano CBD right before the race and you get calmed down instantly? So now you can calm down, and get focused on the race, or you're not going to have all that anxiety, your heart rate, your breathing's messed up. So I could see it helping there. And then our muscle rubs as well too. I mean, look, you still have it.
Hey,
It looks like you've been using it as well too. You'll have to send us your address so we can get another one out to you. But man, I wish I would have had that product as well too for a post recovery. It is unbelievable how well that these muscle salve work. I mean, I'm blown away. I'm just completely blown away. It definitely helps with my muscle recovery. So we've been really happy with it, and we're trying to get more and more involved with athletes, just because both of us are ex-athletes, and it helps. And being a collegiate athlete, I know they're so strict on their drug tests and all that. So a lot of people can't benefit from cannabis and D9, so they have to look to these other alternatives like CBD, a CBN. I mean, come on, if you're an athlete, you're taking all these supplements all day, you got caffeine, you need a way to calm down, ease the mind, and be able to fall asleep and be able to wake up in the morning feeling great. So we see huge potential in athletics with CBD and all these products.
I love it. And I love it that y'all are willing to help push those conversations forward. You're not here to just sell product. You can tell that y'all are here to really further the conversation at a national level on, allowing these athletes to use these products for recovery. I absolutely do. I've got like an old snowboard injury, acts up every time I play tennis, man, hit it with this. So that's what's up. I absolutely love it. Well, what do you guys have going on as far as any exciting events that you have around Houston coming up, or any special product launch that you want to share info about?
Yeah, I mean, we have our next 2 flavors coming out with our seltzer. That's going to be lime and a grapefruit. We're pretty excited about that.
And coming out with some printed cans as well too. So our beverage is going to be looking amazing. There's not going to be a product like it on the market. It's hands down the best D8 seltzer on the market. Has the best flavor, 0 cal, 0 sugar, so it's a healthy alternative. And the greatest part about it is the natural caffeine that we use in it. So it gives you that little kick. So you're not going to get couch locked like the other seltzers on the market. This one, you're going to be drinking at the party. You're going to be drinking at the club with your friends, or a lot of people have been telling us that they've been waking up hungover, and then this is the beverage that they're going to. So it's a great way to get the morning started too.
I love it. And how many milligrams are in that?
Yeah, so this is a 30 milligrams and a
Oh
60.
yeah. I like
Yeah.
that 16-ounce size too. It's like monster can size. Give a little more liquid in there, a little more time, to sip it down and get the effect.
Yeah, my brother and I, we always like to be different than what's on the market. When we were in CBD, when we first got started, it was CBD, and we were looking for something new. And we heard about Delta 8, a little bit before it got popular. And then when we were in Delta 8, we're like, hey, we need a powder. We need something to be different. The market's getting so saturated. So, then we got our Nano. So this whole time we're always looking to have that little edge. And then when we're looking at all the seltzers on the market, everyone was telling us that there wasn't a good tasting seltzer, or that, maybe they were just getting the effects were a little too strong. So that's why we added the caffeine, and people have been really happy with it, and we've been getting great feedback.
Yeah, and then one other thing specifically with D8, a lot of D8 powders out there are like pretty bitter. So ours was formulated to kind of mask that bitterness that kind of naturally occurs through this nano process. This D8 powder is like definitely a little more bitter compared to the CBD naturally, but through our processes, you actually can't even taste it. So a lot of beverage companies, edible companies have actually been switching over to our powder.
That's awesome. And so for, let's say, retailer or brand out there that's interested in stocking the beverages or any of y'all's products, what's the best way for them to meet y'all and order?
Yeah, so that's actually a pretty good question. So last year we launched all these brands, and one issue was, how can I order wholesale from all these brands? So we created one website, and it's called dsquaredworldwide.com, which is our corporation, and you can order retail or else wholesale, depending on which level. And I would say check out dsquaredworldwide.com, and you can start placing orders over there.
Yeah, and then if your listeners want to learn more about Nano, they can check out our Nano website. That's going to be nanohemptechlabs.com. And then in the next month or two, we're going to be coming out with a lot more videos teaching people about Nano and the benefits and different ways that you can use the Nano. That's a big thing. When people hear Nano, they immediately think that it's expensive. But what they have to realize is, with the nano powder, with it being water soluble, you can create so many products from that, so many different products. So it really makes you different. And there's not too many brands right now with a nano lineup. So introducing like a new nano product, or maybe you just want to edge on your competitors so your product hits faster. Yeah, so
Love it.
basically Dalton and I are just like self-starters. We started all this on our own with like no help, no finances, anything. So Dalton and I have a lot of passion in this. We work long hours. We care. People ask us like, wow, like why is your product so better? And it's because we care. We're really putting in what we say we're putting in, and we're always looking for new products, new cannabinoids to help our audience. Our mission was to get everyone to dose daily. When we first started off, our number one mission was to get everyone to dose daily. So if that's on CBD, Delta 8, D9, that's our mission. That's why we come out with all these products. We want to make sure everyone on the planet is able to dose out with our products. We want to have every single form. So that's just really who Dalton and I are. We kind of just came into this industry. Everyone said, if you work hard, you will be successful. And man, we kind of took that advice and ran with it.
Yeah, man, you guys really have. You've blown up, and I love just the fact that you're into giving back to the community, to really furthering the conversations around access for athletes, and you're making some badass products out there. Like, it's got to feel good from just this time period to walk in and see your logo on all of these cool things, right? And to see what you've really brought to the industry from coming from outside the industry, which is what this industry has needed for a long time, are people like yourself who have used these technologies elsewhere and are actual experts to come in and make something so solid.
Yeah, I would say for me, I think it's pretty cool that we can pump out a brand for someone within a few days. And I say a few days, maybe 7 to like 10 days. We could seriously pump out a full lineup, website, branded material. Maybe 7 to 14 days. But to me, I think that's cool to actually be in this position where we build up this team and then network to where we can really execute for some of our clients, and then of course all of our consumers and customers out there.
Yeah, like hearing all that awesome feedback, or someone has an illness or they're on a prescription, that never gets old to hear. Like, oh my gosh, your products helped me with this, or your products helped me with that. That never gets. So I love hearing that. That's definitely a why we do it, for sure. And then it's pretty cool that I got my master's in nano for the oil industry, and then it's come full circle. And now I'm using nano in the hemp and cannabis industry. So it's been a pretty cool experience, and I'm happy to be here with my brother. And we're just gonna keep working hard and see where it takes us.
I love it. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us today on the podcast. It's been a real pleasure to get to know you a little better. And definitely any retailers, brands out there, or just if you're looking to start a CBD brand or Delta 8 brand or whatever it is, be sure to hit these guys up. We'll have all the links posted under the podcast so you can get in touch with them. That's exceptional to build a brand in 7 to 10 days. And I know you guys also work with Colton on delivering on the website as well. So you can come to these guys and get fully set up to get into the industry. Entrepreneurs helping entrepreneurs. I absolutely love it.
Exactly. We definitely hold everyone to a higher standard. So let's just keep it there.
Definitely. That's what we're all about. Let's keep that bar high and rock and roll.
Well, hell yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate the time, and thanks for having us on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Thanks again. Hey, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers.